And thank you for joining us for CBN NewsWatch. Happy New Year to you. I'm Ephraim Graham. People in national capitals around the world welcomed in the new year last night. Here in the U.S., some 2 million revelers braved frigid temperatures for the celebration in New York's Times Square. George Thomas brings us some of the sights and sounds.
From the far corners of the world, people welcomed 2018 with a bang. This was the scene above the Acropolis in Greece. Further east, in towns and cities once held by ISIS terrorists, crowds also gathered to welcome the new year. In places like Ukraine and Russia, where simmering tensions still continue following the crisis in Crimea, revelers were hoping for a more peaceful year ahead.
To be honest, it would be really great if these problems with Ukraine came to an end finally.
From Paris to Frankfurt, thousands braved frigid temperatures for that special moment.
It's incredible, beautiful, perfect. It's a little cold, but definitely worth it.
In Paris, which has been hit by a series of attacks in recent years, the celebrations took place under tight security. And speaking of cold temperatures, throngs of New Yorkers and tourists from around the world ushered in 2018 in what was officially the second coldest New Year celebrations on record.
I didn't expect it to be this cold. I knew it was going to be cold, but not this cold.
It was only 10 degrees in the Big Apple at midnight, but that clearly didn't stop these partiers.
First time for New Year's, yeah. What do you think?
It was worth it though.
By the way, in case you are wondering, the coldest ball drop celebration was in 1917, when temperatures in New York City barely inched above 1 degree. George Thomas, CBN News.
Iranian state television is reporting 12 people have been killed during demonstrations across the Islamic nation. According to the report, armed protesters attacked local police stations and military bases, but did not say specifically where those attacks took place. The protests began Thursday in Iran over economic issues. The demonstrations have spread to several cities, and hundreds of people have been arrested. North Korea's leader Kim Jong-un says the United States should be aware his nuclear forces are now a reality. However, they are not a threat. He made the announcement during his annual New Year's Day address on North Korean state television. He said the North has completed its arsenal and a nuclear button is on his desk. According to Kim Jong-un, the entire U.S. mainland is within striking range, and the U.S. can never start a war against North Korea. Investigators in Costa Rica are looking into the cause of a plane crash Sunday that killed 10 Americans. The charter aircraft crashed in the woods soon after its noon takeoff in the northwest part of the country. 2 crew members were also killed. The pilot was described as very experienced. 5 of the dead Americans are a family of 5, a mother, father, and 3 sons from Scarsdale, New York. Investigators are also looking into a shooting in suburban Denver that killed a sheriff's deputy and wounded 4 other deputies. They say the officers were called to an apartment complex for a verbal disturbance when they were ambushed and shot at. Matthew Ryle then fired more than 100 rounds before SWAT officers entered and killed him in a shootout. Ryle had previously posted videos online railing against the local sheriff's department and police. Colorado's governor, John Hickenlooper, has ordered flags to fly at half-staff until tomorrow evening in honor of Zachary Parrish. He is the officer who died. Some of the most shocking stories of 2017 didn't come during the week, but on Saturdays and Sundays. Amber Strong takes a look back at a few of those stories.
It has been a year of twists and turns here in the U.S. and really around the world. You know, they say the news never takes a day off, and that has been especially true in 2017. So today, we're going to take a look back at some of the biggest stories here on CBN News Weekends. It was a Saturday night in London when violence came to town.
Last night, we saw another appalling and tragic incident in London.
That incident was an act of terror as 3 men in a van plowed into pedestrians on London Bridge. Then they got out of the van and stabbed several more people. 8 were killed and more than 40 injured.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the CBN News special report, Terror in London.
The CBN News team, including George Thomas, Del Hurd, and Gary Lane, shared their experiences in Europe. 2017 was also the year of the devastating hurricane. First, there was Harvey, then Irma, followed by Maria.
We're in West Houston, just about a mile or so away from where the releases took place, and you can see the damage that was left behind.
CBN News national security correspondent Erik Rosales and photographer Gonzalez traveled to the hardest hit portions of the mainland and Puerto Rico.
Lord, please help us. Get us through this. Get us through this, Lord, please.
Despite the destruction, we found people helping people and praising God through the storm.
We were on an island, nobody could get in and nobody could get out. And God provided so much food, so much water. It was truly amazing.
But it was a Saturday in Charlottesville, Virginia that shook our nation to its core. White nationalists gathered for a Unite the Right rally and clashed with counter-protesters. Violence spilled into the streets, and the end result was the tragedy that took the life of 32-year-old Heather Heyer and revealed deep layers of division within the country. 2 Virginia state police officers were also killed when their helicopter crashed while patrolling the violence.
This unity bring unity into the city and bring healing and transformation.
But there was also the good news, stories of faith, hope, and the best of mankind. In 2017, we took you to King's Fest and Joy Fest, where thousands of people from across the country descended on tiny Doswell, Virginia, for a weekend of praise and worship. We heard from award-winning artists like Travis Green and David and Tamala Mann, who reminded us to be thankful and humble at all times.
I want the Lord to know that I'm dependent on Him at all times, that I'm entrusting Him to go before me and to touch the hearts of the people, but just use me as the vessel.
They say the news never takes a day off, and neither will we. Thank you for being with us every step of the way. From all of us here at CBN News, Happy New Year.
And remember, the news continues 24/7 at cbnnews.com. We'll be back with much more of CBN NewsWatch straight ahead. Stay with us. Welcome back to CBN NewsWatch. It is a new year, and as of course with every year, we are getting older, but many of us are actually aging too fast. Lori Johnson is here to show us, though, there are dozens of things you can do to turn back the clock by years and possibly even decades.
We all want strong, disease-free bodies and minds to continue working, doing things we love, and spending quality time with people we care about.
Our driver's license says we're one age, but inside our bodies, microscopic telomeres may tell a different story. Scientists can measure them and say the longer, the better.
Telomeres act much like a plastic tip on a shoelace. They protect our chromosomes and DNA, but over time, as cells divide, telomeres shrink, causing health issues. The quicker our telomeres shrink, the quicker we age. Women's health physician Sarah Gottfried noticed she was feeling older than she should and went for testing.
So I was 45. I was interested in telomeres, the little caps on your chromosomes that are the best marker of biological as opposed to chronological aging. And I flunked the test. So at age 45, I had the telomeres of a 65-year-old woman. And that's not what you want to hear when you're 45 years old.
Dr. Gottfried discovered unhealthy lifestyle choices are the main reason telomeres shrink too fast.
Well, I think the biggest problem that no one knows about is that they're aging too fast. And, you know, the interesting part for me is that you can measure this.
She developed her own test to score how well a person is aging, which she shares in her book, Younger.
It took me about 5 years to develop it. We had 1,000 people go through it, mostly women, about 98%. And they averaged about 10 years that they added onto their health span.
Like 56-year-old Kathy Pickle.
I was tired all the time.
She wanted her youthful energy back.
I've got kids and I want to still be active with them because they're all really active and outdoorsy.
Dr. Gottfried identified a number of things that cause us to feel old and sluggish.
The big one is I used to not eat many greens at all. It was bad.
Carbohydrates and processed foods can speed up aging, along with carrying too many pounds. So switch to a diet of mostly vegetables, healthy protein like fish, and good fats such as avocados and olive oil.
Started using greens in my shakes and meals, started feeling better.
Dr. Gottfried recommends drinking bone broth. It's anti-inflammatory and loaded with skin-firming collagen. Fermented vegetables like kimchi contain immune-boosting probiotics and helps reset blood sugar, which starts to increase after age 40.
While eating the right food keeps us younger longer, so can going without food altogether, because fasting can make our cells more efficient.
Gottfried recommends no food 3 hours before bedtime and 12 hours between dinner and breakfast. Increase that fast to 16 hours between dinner and breakfast once or twice a week.
When it comes to growing younger, I think one of the most important things to do is exercise.
Gottfried says you should walk each day, but don't stop there. Add sprinting to your regimen as well as jumping. That can preserve fast-twitch muscle fibers that begin disappearing at age 40.
What exercise does in the body is it tricks the brain into thinking that you're younger.
We lose muscle as we age, but lifting weights can replace it. Aging gracefully requires proper sleep, 7 to 8.5 hours a night.
I have found that if I come home after work, if I'm really tired, I go and take a nap for maybe half an hour, 45 minutes, and I am rejuvenated. And then for the next 3-4 hours, I feel great, and I can still sleep at night.
Finally, stress.
You know, there was a cost to being a working mother, burning the candle at both ends. There was a cost to my medical training, and it showed up in my telomeres. So this is the problem that I think a lot of people don't know they have, and we need to address it.
Walking for 20 minutes in a calm setting resets cortisol, the stress hormone, and benefits the brain. Also, foam rollers help relieve tight muscles that store tension and stress. And don't forget, prayer minimizes anxiety as well. So while new information shows an estimated 90% of the signs of aging and disease are caused by lifestyle choices, smart ones mean it's possible to stay younger longer. Lori Johnson, CBN News.
We're sitting down with singer and songwriter Jonathan Mcreynolds, who is sharing the secrets to his success. Stay tuned for this exclusive interview. Recording artist Jonathan Mcreynolds says he started his career sort of by accident, but the singer and songwriter travels the world to share the love of God through his music. Performed just last night in Alabama, but he says his success has nothing to do with luck. It has everything to do with God.
I can't even turn on my phone without being reminded of the lie that I am alone and broken, unsuccessful.
Now, if you weren't singing and writing music and you had football skills and were drafted by the NFL, would you be taking a knee during the national anthem?
I've never thought about that. Initially, yes, because I absolutely do agree with and understand the reason for the protest. It's not protesting the actual anthem, the actual one verse that we sing. It's not even protesting the flag or anything else that is raised at that moment. There's something that bothers all of us when it comes to the inequalities that still are so pervasive in this culture. I think at this point, it's gotten so convoluted that now the kneeling has taken on so many different protests and so many different causes and stuff. It's not even what it was in the beginning. So many other people who agree with it and disagree with it have made it into something totally different. And so I don't know that it is still an effective way of drawing attention to the original cause. But the original protest was absolutely, to me, reasonable and understandable.
My blessings are, Lord, they come from the Father's heart, not the sky, not chance, but truth is, I'm not lucky, I'm loved.
So what's the story behind this single, Not Lucky, I'm Loved?
Well, I think Not Lucky, I'm Loved is a perfect statement for like the past 7 years of my life. If anybody knows my story, they know that this was not something that I pursued wholeheartedly. You know, it's definitely God and His sovereign plan. He put my name in the wind and just did His thing. And so I know every time I get on stage, there are some people that say, hey, good luck, have a good show. No, I know that I'm not riding on the wings of luck. It's definitely all unconditional, unfiltered love.
Now, I happen to be one of the many who follow you on social media, so I have to ask this question. What's up with the lucky underwear?
Back in the day, and you know, for all the CBN Studio 5 people out there, don't judge me, but you know, there was a time, being that I was never the artist, you know, in my head. You know, I was starting to do this artist career, but I didn't really know how I was even qualified for it. And so I think we find little superstitions along the way. Over time, I did accumulate some respect for this particular pair of boxers that every time I wore them, it seemed like I had great shows, great nights, found favor that night. And so I did start to credit those draws for some level of success from show to show. So they did become lucky underwear for a while. So about a year or two, I think I had some lucky underwear. If you look at them on Instagram, they're huge because I've worn them and washed them so much. But eventually, you know, I did realize that it had nothing to do with those.
So back to your music. You've whet our appetites with Not Lucky, I'm Loved. When is more coming?
Man, the music that's coming, oh my goodness. We all, my whole team, everybody that was at the recording that night, everybody's just kind of sitting on pins and needles just waiting for this stuff to come out. Make Room will be the name of the album. It's coming out in March. Man, the video, the songs, the book, the post, everything that's gonna come along with it. I'm so excited about it. It's such a perfect statement. I think if you listen to my music, it's always a snapshot of where I am in life. It's always, you know, I'm writing the songs. This is like a diary almost, a journal. And so, you know, this particular stage of my life, while career and people, relationships take so much space, is definitely an objective of mine in this season to be making room for God. Sometimes we schedule God around the rest of our itinerary when our actual schedule should be based around Him and our relationship with Him. So make room.
And spend more time making room for God. That should be your pledge in 2018. Stay with us. We're coming right back. Research shows people who regularly read the Bible suffer from less stress. That is especially good to know since it's getting easier to engage in God's Word. Here's Ben Kennedy with the details.
People of all ages and walks of life carry a smartphone or use some other screen, which means the Bible is available day and night. And that technology helps change lives.
It felt like all I was doing was going to work, coming home, going to work, coming home, going to work, coming home. And I wanted more, and I felt like I was supposed to do more. And so I prayed to God. I just said, I just need I want more time to be able to serve.
Alton Bryan worked as an air traffic controller on the overnight shift, struggling to find time for his faith. He prayed and says an answer came in the form of a lightning strike at the airport, sending a shock through his earpiece.
When it happened, I instantly knew, I think this might be this answer.
Bryant suffered ear damage followed by migraines, which forced him into early retirement. Since your retirement, you now have more time to share God's message.
Absolutely, that's what I do. It feels like everything I do is for that purpose.
That purpose led him online.
There's this little icon that just says Holy Bible. It caught my eye.
Bryant clicks on his Bible app pretty much every day.
We read that one together. That was good.
It allows him to share what he learns in Scripture to help others.
Why does suffering exist? I just sent that one to someone, told them to check that one out. She's going through cancer.
The YouVersion app has more than 285 million downloads, making it the most popular Bible app on the market.
We had absolutely no idea what God was going to do with YouVersion, and we feel very humbled to be a part of it.
The app is free and available in more than 1,000 languages.
We have our mobile devices in our pocket, and we're able to access all of God's Word at any given time in any given situations.
That availability makes a difference. A new study by the American Psychological Association reveals that people who read the Bible on a regular basis are less stressed.
If they turn to Scripture and have read Scripture earlier in the day, perhaps before they encountered a stressful event, that it really helps them deal with that situation.
Which is the case for Bryant, who turns to the Bible 7 days a week and uses Scripture to engage with others on a spiritual level.
Lead like Jesus, that was for me. I wanted to lead like Jesus.
The Bible app is helping bring Christians together as users can now share daily devotions with their friends all around the world. A feature that is spreading the gospel one click at a time. Ben Kennedy, CBN News, Washington.
With that, it's time for your Monday Motivation. And here's the first word I'd like to leave with you on this first day of the new year. You can have a new you in the new year, and here's how. Don't just move forward, move Godward, and renew your mind daily in His Word. With that word, make this a marvelous Monday, and may 2018 be the very best year of your entire life. That is going to do it for this edition of CBN NewsWatch. Remember, you can always find more of our exclusive coverage of the issues you care most about at cbnnews.com. We'd love to hear what you think about the stories you've seen here today. You can do that by emailing newswatch@cbn.com. We'll see you right back here tomorrow. Goodbye and God bless.